In March 2020, we did a short video series where we looked at 4 different home gym build options. We took a look at a space-saving, budget-friendly gym option. We did a budget-friendly garage gym option. We did an all-out small home gym option, and we did an all-out garage gym option. And I wanted to actually revisit that series because of where we're at now at the beginning of 2022, almost 2 full years later, because of the supply chain issues and the insane amount of inflation right now and everything that's going on that's crazy. It's actually more expensive to build a home gym now than it was during the 2020 shutdowns. So I wanted to revisit these videos using the same price points to see if we can still build a good home gym using those same price points. So in this first video, we're gonna revisit the budget-friendly, space-saving gym option, and we're gonna set the spending limit at $500, and we have to come in under that number. So we're gonna see what we can get for $500. But before we get into the video, hi, my name is Ryan Treadaway, founder of TreadawayTraining.com, where we turn skinny guys into jacked men. If you want more information on body transforming training and nutrition topics every Sunday, consider subscribing. We're gonna go in order of most to least important, and when it comes to a small space, the most important thing that you can get is gonna be a set of dumbbells. And if you're working with a small budget as well, we're gonna need to look at adjustable dumbbells versus fixed dumbbells, because you're gonna get the best bang for your buck that way. And specifically, we're gonna look at spin lock dumbbells. That's gonna be the cheapest option that you can possibly get so that we can get the most out of this $500 budget limit that we have. There are a couple of drawbacks to spin locks. The stobs, or the shafts of the weight, always sticks out at its full length. It's a little bit uncomfortable to sit on your knees when you're doing dumbbell bench press and things like that. But it's hard to go with anything else when we're working with this budget because the value of spin lock dumbbells is just too great. And spin lock dumbbells, like everything else, is a little bit more expensive right now, but we're still getting a pretty good price. So 52.5 pounds per hand is gonna bring us up to about $200, which is gonna eat up a huge chunk of that $500 limit, but it's gonna be the most expensive thing that we buy and the most important thing that we buy. And the good thing about spin lock dumbbells specifically is that it's very easy and cost effective to add to the amount of weight that you have available. You can simply buy 4 5-pound plates or 4 10-pound plates or whatever the case may be, and then it's always gonna be that fixed price to go up that next step in weight versus if you were doing fixed dumbbells. Because each dumbbell is bigger each time you go up in weight, it's gonna be more and more and more expensive each time you add another set of dumbbells. So it's cheaper up front to do it this way, and it's cheaper to expand later on this way, with the drawback that you have to actually change out the weight versus just having those fixed dumbbells. You could put a set down and grab another set. So it's a trade-off, but for a budget gym option, you cannot beat adjustable dumbbells. And then maybe if you want to go even a little bit cheaper than this, you could go with the 60-pound pair, which will give you 30 pounds per hand. And then of course you can always add to that later. But for my money, I would go with this, which is going to put us at $200. The next most important thing is going to be our bench. And when it comes to a budget build specifically, I would recommend a flat bench. Because there's no moving parts or anything like that, you're gonna be able to get a flat bench for significantly cheaper, and we can use that extra money to go towards other things. So if you go with an adjustable bench, you're jumping from just under $70, basically $70, all the way up to $200. So that's a huge, huge jump. And if you wanted the adjustable bench, maybe if you were going to have your setup just be the bench and the dumbbells and that was it, then at that point I would say yes, let's go ahead and get the adjustable bench so that you can hit different muscles at different angles and things like that. So you could do it that way, but that's going to put you at $400, which is going to put you right there at the top of your budget almost already. But if we're gonna go with the flat bench, that puts us at $70, so we're at $270. And then we can move on to the next most important item, which is gonna be a good set of resistance bands. A set of resistance bands is gonna be probably one of the biggest bang for your buck items that you can get, simply because they're so cheap to get. 16 bucks. 16 bucks, and you get 5 different tension levels of bands. You get 2 ankle straps, you get 2 handles, you get a door anchor so that you can anchor the bands at different heights on the door to do all kinds of different exercises. You can train every single muscle in the body with a set of bands. It even comes with a nice little bag. You can put it in a drawer or in a closet or whatever. So there's literally 0 footprint, and 16 bucks, you get you just can't ignore that value there. Next, we're gonna go with a door pull-up bar specifically. You could get one that you mount, or you could get one that you DIY, but for 26 bucks, it's hard to ignore the value of this, and it's already done for you, and it's removable. So again, you can put it in a closet and just store it away, and it doesn't even have to be out. So that way you can do your pull-ups. You could put a chair next to the door, prop your feet up to do inverted rows, and you get some back exercises that would be normally a little bit harder to hit with just dumbbells. You get an extra little bit of versatility there for 26 bucks. And then depending on if you went the adjustable bench route or if you went with the flat bench route, you may or may not be out of budget at this point. If you went with the adjustable bench, you're done. Like, you can't afford to buy anything else with that $500 limit. But if you went the flat bench route, and this is why I was recommending the flat bench route, we have a little bit more budget to play with, so we can add an extra couple of really cool items that are gonna add a lot of versatility. So we're going to next look at a standard 1-inch barbell. And a standard 1-inch barbell flat out is not going to be as good as an Olympic barbell. I'll say that right out of the gate. But the reason why we're going with the standard 1-inch barbell is because this will work with the weights from our dumbbells that we looked at earlier. So we can use the same weights with these dumbbells to go with this barbell. And then now we can do barbell exercises with the weights that we already have for only another 30 bucks. And this goes into the next item as well, because one of the issues that you'll have with doing barbell exercises is if you're gonna do barbell bench or barbell squat or something like that, you really need a rack to be able to rack and unrack the weights versus having to hoist the bar up off the floor and then lay down into position for bench, or hoist the bar up in the air to get into position for squat. That's going to severely limit the amount of weight that you can lift. So you're going to need some type of something to hold the weights for you, which goes into the next item, which is a set of squat stands. And there's a couple of different options here. They're basically, no, literally the exact same price at 78 bucks. And so we have something that can hold the weight for bench press. We have something that can hold the weight for our squats. Squat stands are not nearly as sturdy as an actual squat rack, but the good thing here is that you can actually just store these away. Because it's just 2 small stands, you can just put them in the closet, get them out of the way. So even if you're working with a tiny space, like me when I first started my home gym, my footprint that I was allowed to have, because we live in a small house, is literally this. I had my home gym in my office, and that little corner right there was my home gym. Obviously, you can't fit a rack right here, and this is going to be the same situation for a lot of you as well. Maybe you're going to be working out in your bedroom or your living room or something like that, so you need to be able to put everything away afterwards. And squat stands, while not as sturdy as a squat rack, you can put them away. So that's really cool, and for only 78 bucks, now you're able to do your barbell movements as well, such as your squats and your bench press and things like that. And depending on which route you decided to go with the bench, there's a couple of different configurations that you could have ended up with here. So for me, I would recommend doing the 52.5 pound single, getting 2 of those. So 200 bucks on dumbbells, 70 bucks on the bench. So we're at 270. This puts us at $286. That puts us at $312. That puts us at live math. That puts us at $341. $80. That puts us at $420-ish plus tax. So we'll round up. We'll say $450. So you're able to get all of that, a pretty substantial home gym, for $450. Or if you wanted to go the adjustable route, you could go with this, $200. This, another $200 for $400. You could still squeeze in the resistance bands for $416. And then you could do the pull-up bar to bring you up to about $440. And then that's going to, with tax, put you up at your limit. So still a pretty substantial home gym. Building a home gym now is definitely a little bit less cost effective than it was previously. However, there are a couple of different configuration options that we showed you here where you can still build a substantial home gym that doesn't take up a large footprint in your home, and you can still do it at a reasonable price. If you want to check out the original space-saving home gym video that I did, you can click here. Or if you want to check out my personal gym build that we've been working on for a couple of years now, you can click here. As always, God bless you and your family, and we'll see you next Sunday.